I need the next government to believe in our city. I need the next government to accept that cities making decisions locally make better decisions and better outcomes for our residents and our citizens. So I want you to accept it, and I want you to really and genuinely believe it.
I think the big transformational thing that will happen with this in this region really is how business receptive our whole environment is, and that really is at the heart of the culture of the place as well. I know that's a more a wider ranging aspect in connecting with the city region, but it's how we change the culture of the public sector to be more receptive to business, to be more engaging. And I think that's one of the key areas. If we can actually progress down that route, and that'll be lots of different things, but changing the culture of public sector organisations to be more business receptive is really a key thing for me.
My opinion is one that I think should be directed by the government to all large urban conurbations, and that is actually about developing, not just developing the skills of young people, but developing the culture and ambition and trajectory for young people. Before people actually get to the stage where they're having their skills developed or whether they're having their education profiled, there needs to be a better embedded culture, working with localities, working with families, working with dynamic economic measures around the way that education is shaped, and fulfilling some of the gaps that have been left by an abandoning of the youth service and an integrated sort of schools commercial economic agenda. So it's not just about apprenticeships, I'm afraid, as far as I'm concerned. That's all very good. It seems a little backward moving because we're looking at a 19th century model, and I do actually believe there are other models which include using digital methods, for example, and home learning, and and broader engagement using these tools that everybody out there is actually completely familiar with by the time they're at age of 9, and they're not, that isn't being optimised, it's not being moved forward on, and so I think we're letting down the young people in our society generally by failing to help them point their ambitions and support them more broadly.
I'm going to do a 1A and a 1B here. I think the first thing, the 1A, is have a very clear attitude that says whatever it takes to drive economic growth is on the table. The second, the 1B thing it can do for us, then, is sit down with us as Sheffield City region and do a proper devolution-based, place-based discussion and settlement for this city region over the long term, where the powers, the fiscal powers, as well as just the financial devolution is put in place, so we can drive the growth that we promised to make to government, and we can mutually reap the reward. So what we want is not just a micro conversation over a specific, we want a macro conversation over the tools to do the job.
I think to change the non-cohesive initiatives for the SME sector to enable the local region to allocate funding that is in lots of different pots at the moment to help stimulate the SME economy in our city region.
I think from a private sector point of view, really more deregulation. I think the interesting thing about devolution for the private sector is that it brings deregulation, it speeds things up, gets rid of bureaucracy and allows businesses just to get on and do things.
Sheffield, like many cities, I think needs the tools to deal with its challenges, so we can look to build our economy by reference to our assets and our economic base. I think infrastructure is a very important issue around HS2, energy policy, connectivity, all very, very important. We need some long-term vision from government to work with our cities to develop our economic base, so the private and public sector can collaborate to build our future and our economy. I think there are three big issues for Sheffield. They are around location, they are around capacity, and they are around connectivity. We need long-term investment plans, and we need to be entrusted, I think, with greater powers in terms of flexible funding, access to finance, all of which is key if we want to drive our economy forward.
In Sheffield and the Sheffield City region, with now a combined authority and a local enterprise partnership, clearly wanting to make decisions and with the opportunity to really understand what's going on locally and make decisions and make investments. What we really need now is devolution of responsibility to make investment, wise investment, because we understand what we need where in this region. And so the one thing that the government could do for us is give us the opportunity to make local decisions, give us the opportunity to retain taxes locally and invest them locally.